Hello, Yana Webb here, and welcome back to your video tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to go over the song by Bruno Mars and Cardi B called Please Me. I've actually done a shorter version, but I'm going to actually do like a more broken down version, a slower version of this. So if you like this video, just don't forget to like, comment, share. If you're on YouTube, if you want more videos like this, please subscribe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a breakdown of the chords as well as the bass. Forgive my nails. I know I had to get my nails done later on today. And they're kind of long. But anyways, I'm going to break down the bass line for the left hand. I'm also going to break down the chords for the right hand. So if you are a complete beginner, if you're not familiar with the keys, I just want to go over just really quick. This is C, so the white key to the black, next to the two black keys on the left is C, and it goes D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then it starts over. And then for the black keys, I will be playing some black keys today. So if you see a black key, whatever the note is to the left, it is the sharp of that key. So this is C, this would be C sharp. And then the note to the right is going to be the flat version of that key. So because it's D is to the right, it's going to be D flat. So that's just a reference point, just really quick. So now I'm going to show you guys how to play the chords and the bass for Bruno Mars, Please Me, and Cardi B. Is going to sound like this by the time you get done. So it's very redundant in terms of the same four chords basically being repeated the entire song. So once you got it down, then you pretty much have the entire song. If you are also a beginner, I would suggest practicing each hand separately first, and then if you have to come back to this video to do both hands, because I'll do the left hand, right hand, and I'll show you how to do both hands, then you can come back and do both hands whenever you're ready. So let's just go to the left hand. So all it really is just the left hand is just playing D, and fingering, not really too much of a stickler about it. You can use whatever fingering you want. And by the way, for those who are not familiar with the fingerings, the thumb for each hand is number 1, and it goes 2, 3, 4, 5. So right hand is 1, index finger is 2, 3, 4, 5. Left hand thumb is 1, and then index finger is 2, 3, 4, and pinky is 5. So the easiest way that I find to play the bass line for this song is you start with your thumb on D. That's for the first bass, and then you can use 2 finger to go down to the black key on the left is D flat. And then your pinky is going to go down to, this is G, by the way, so you go down to this key over here. This is the first black key of the 3 black keys. So you just put your pinky on that note, which is G flat. And then you play it again. So the bass line for the song is, you can do D, thumb on D, D flat, pinky on G flat, and then one more time. The right hand is a little bit trickier, so I'm going to give you a full breakdown. And I'll try to make it as easy as possible when it comes to the transitions. So the right hand is going to play chords, which in this case is going to be 3-note chords. We're going to be playing 3 notes at the same time at any given point. So these 3 notes, then when you go to the next chord, it's going to be these 3 notes. Then the next chord is going to be these 3 notes. Then the next chord is going to be these 3 notes. So I'm going to give you a breakdown on what you can play and what's a good fingering, what's an ideal fingering for each of these chords. So just take your time. If it gets a little too difficult or a little too overwhelming, just kind of break it up. So you don't have to try to play all 4 chords at once or at the same time or back to back. You can maybe just practice, 1 chord at a time or 2 chords at a time and kind of just stack them on. So that's just some practice methods you can use. So now the first chord is going to have right hand thumb on A, 2 finger on D flat, and then pinky on G flat. So you're going to have A, D flat, G flat. So that's 1, 2, and 5. That's the first chord. And then the next chord, and by the way, this is the name of the chord here is G flat minor. So you're just playing it this way. Then the next chord is going to be a little bit of a shift. Almost kind of like a half step down for each key, but that's not exactly right, because one of them goes a whole step down, which is this guy. But either way, if you don't know what that means, that's fine. I'm just going to break it down to you. So Now you have your thumb on A flat. So remember, A is right here, so you go down half step. Your two fingers are going to go to B, and then your pinky is going to go to F. So the name of this chord is just F diminished. If you don't really understand the reference points in terms of like difference between major, minor, diminished, that's fine as long as you know the names of the notes you have to play. So thumb on A flat, two finger on B, B as in boy, and then your pinky is going to be on F. So if you practice those two chords together, you're going to have A, D flat, G flat. Then you're going to have A flat, B, F. And the third chord is actually pretty easy because you're only moving one finger. So your 1 and 2 fingers are going to stay where they are, right? A flat and B. Your pinky is going to slide over one key. So it's going to go from F to E. So now you're going to play A flat, B, and E. Right? So going back to the beginning, it's going to be A, D flat, G flat, A flat, B, F. Then slide your pinky over one key to E. Keep these two where they are. And then for the final chord, what you're going to do is now you're going to keep the pinky where it is at E. Then you're going to move your one finger over to B flat. And then you're going to, oh, by the way, oh yeah, I did say the name of that chord. Anyways, so now fourth chord, you're going to bring your thumb over to B flat. You're going to use your third finger to play D flat. And then your pinky is going to stay at E. So now you have B flat, D flat, E. 1, 3, 5. So that chord is actually B flat diminished. But again, if you're not familiar with the names, I'm just giving you guys a reference point. So if you play all four chords at the same time, it's A, D flat, G flat. That's chord number 1. And then you're going to have A flat, B, F, chord number 2. 1, 2, 5. And then the third chord is going to be A flat, B. So keep these two where they are. Bring your pinky down to E. 1, 2, 5. And then the last chord is going to be B flat with your thumb, D flat with your third finger, and E. So keeping the pinky where it is. And you'll play all three notes at the same time. 1, 3, 5. Now, so again, if you want to take some time to practice that, that's fine. Before moving on to both hands together. So all you're going to do is the left hand is going to just move one key with each chord that the right hand plays. So if you put them together, it's going to look like this. So your thumb for your left hand is going to start with D, and then your right hand is going to start with A. So A, D flat, G flat. You're going to play all four notes at the same time. Then what's going to happen is for the next chord that the right hand plays, the left hand is going to move to that D flat that I mentioned earlier. So now when the right hand moves over to A flat, B, and F, your left hand is going to go to D flat. And then from there, it's kind of, a little jazzy edge to it, which is what I like. Then you're going to go to the third chord, which is where the right hand is going to be on A flat, B, E. Your left hand is going to be playing G flat with pinky. And then the final chord, you're going to keep the left hand playing G flat for the second time, but the right hand is going to move to the final chord, which is going to be B flat, D flat, E. So when you play it together, it's going to sound like this. So that's pretty much how you play the chords for Bruno Mars. If you really enjoy this, if you want to learn more about how you can play piano, if you are a beginner, if you want to take your playing to the next level, I do have a link in, if you're on YouTube, it should be in the description box. If you're on Facebook, also in the description box. If you're on Instagram, you will see it in the description box on my profile page where you can learn more about my full course for beginners. It goes over everything from naming the keys in the keyboard. I did not realize my bobby pin was here. It goes over the names of the keys on the keyboard, and it goes all the way up to teaching how to play both hands. It teaches you about sight reading. It teaches you about playing in different keys, and it gives you a breakdown of how to identify chords, 3-note chords, 4-note chords, and you can use this to apply to either learning songs from a piano book, or if you want to learn a song by ear, it gives you all the tools you need to learn piano on that level. So just go ahead and click that link, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in my future videos.